What's up, bro? Come eat and eat with me, man. Look, just got done with the workout. I got some turkey and rice and sriracha sauce. I don't know. I can eat turkey better than I can eat ground beef. I don't know what it is, man. I forgot. Oh, thank the Lord first. Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for today. Thank you for whoever's watching this video, Father. I thank you for them. I pray that you be with them, that you encourage them, that you come and equip them, come and remind them that you were there and that you love them and that they are valuable and that they are needed and that they are seen and that they have a purpose, a divine calling. Please bless this food to our bodies. In your name, amen. So, today is the 10th. So I like to read Proverbs every day because it's 31 chapters. And so I'm going to read Proverbs 10 today. Wise sayings of Solomon, the Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish, but he casts away the desire of the wicked. He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. I'm just going to read 5 verses at a time and then I'm going to eat some food. You should probably get you some food too, bro, and open up your Bible and just dine with me. So, verse 1. What I love about Proverbs is it's like code. It's always like if-then statements. A wise son, or it shows both extremes, which really helps you get the meaning out of it. But a wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother. So, be wise. Right? If you want to have a glad father, if you are a father, you would hope your son is wise. And wisdom comes from the Lord. Wisdom comes from opening this book. The wisdom comes from seeking the truth. You know, if you're trying to get gains, you got to seek wisdom on how to get gains. You got to seek that knowledge out. You have to be diligent. But if you're foolish, like our culture today, there's a lot of grieving mothers. And that hurts a lot, you know, just to think your mother, the one person on this planet who loves you the most, is grieving you. Not because you're dead, but because you're a dummy. Ooh, couldn't imagine. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivers from death. You know, treasures from the evil one, from Diddy, from Epstein, profit nothing, but righteousness delivers from death. Now, righteousness is paired with wisdom. Righteousness isn't specifically wisdom. Personally, I believe righteousness is applied wisdom. And so you have to take that wisdom that we just read, apply it to be righteous, and delivers you from death. The Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish, but he casts away the desire of the wicked. So, again, that if-then statement, right? Or the two extremes. The Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish. I think we should probably look up what the word famish means, because I don't know the actual definition. Let's see here. I have Merriam's dictionary here on my iPad. So we're just going to look that up right here. It's downloading, so I need some more. Man. Shout out my girlfriend. This is fire. Famish. It's a verb. What the freak? Polymarket ad. Dude. You can't make this up. Polymarket's everywhere, bro. On the dictionary app. So. What the? Man, I typed famish already. To cause, to suffer severely from hunger. Another word is to make very hungry. Where are we? Verse 3. So God will not allow the righteous soul to be to suffer from severe hunger. God will not cause the righteous soul to be very hungry. Righteousness, which is you can find from truth, helps fill that hunger that you have. But and that hole that you have in your body, that hunger you have for something more. But he casts away the desire of the wicked. So the wicked man, he comes to God. Because wicked men can come to God too. And he asks God for something. God goes, cast it away. Because he's wicked. Now, the righteous, now let's look at this from the opposite point of view. When the righteous man comes before God, God will not allow his soul to famish. So, you can imply here, because of how this verse is structured and how Solomon writes, that when the righteous man comes before God, his desire is not sent away. He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. So, if you want to be rich, be diligent. Also, if you want to be rich and righteous, get your prayers answered by the Lord, be diligent. And be righteous, man. If not, if you want to be poor, just have a slack hand. Don't apply yourself. Don't even try. Don't even try to be righteous. If you're just trying to be poor, mid-tier, you don't have no aura, go back to bed. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. You know, there are seasons. There is a sowing season where you plant your seeds, where you are diligent, you diligently plant your seeds. Then there's a season of waiting. A season of waiting for those seeds to grow. And when those seeds grow, you will cause shame if you don't try and reap the seeds. So you have to be diligent in the sowing season and diligent in the reaping season. Blessings are, verse 6 by the way, blessings are on the head of the righteous, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. So, blessings are on the head of the righteous. It's your crown. It's your symbol of authority. The blessings that are on your head show people you are righteous. You are anointed by God. But violence covers the mouth of the wicked.
Violence covers the mouth of the wicked.
All this violent language that is in our culture, it's on site. Oh, it's up. I ride for my guys. You gotta be careful with that. That's all I'm gonna say there. There is a time and place for self-defense and all that, and war, but if you don't want to be wicked, watch the violence that's covering your mouth. Now,
If violence is covering your mouth, you notice how you can still hear me, right? But my words are disrupted.
my words are being spoken through a
Violence
filter. Take that filter away. Verse 7. The memory of the righteous is blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. Look at Hitler. A lot of people have different views, especially nowadays, on the dude. But the name of the wicked will rot. Look at how we're looking at Epstein now. Rotting. But the memory of the righteous is blessed. Which I've never thought before that the memory of something can be blessed. Which that's interesting to me, because to me that almost implies that can almost be read that the one who remembers the righteous, maybe follows them, could be blessed. But I think that's a bit of a stretch. So the memory of the righteous is blessed. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Yeah, that one's hard. Comment down below if you can interpret verse 7. Verse 8. The wise in heart will receive commands, but a prating fool will fall. By the way, I'm reading the New King James Version. The wise in heart, in your being, will receive commands. The person who's wise, what's another word for a command? A command line, code, step by step. If you don't know what you're doing, what your next step is, are you wise in heart? Or are you a prating fool? Now let's look up the word prating. The words, so prating means to talk long and idly. Oh my goodness. Dude, this is Twitter, bro. Look at all of these bots everywhere, man, that are like just Drake, Kendrick, Trump, Kamala, Israel, Palestine, the Jews. What are you gonna do about it, bro? You're just a dummy that has some knowledge. What are you gonna do about it? Like, are you kidding me, dude? Don't be one who talks long and idly, because you will fall. Verse 9, he who walks with integrity walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will become known. Look at Jack Doherty. The dude has to walk with security because he's a fool. Versus a man with integrity already has security with him. But he who perverts his ways will become known. Look at all the dummies we got that have perverted ways that this culture looks up to. They're very known. But it's not worth it. Verse 10, he who winks with the eye causes trouble, but a prating fool will fall. Here we go again. He who winks with the eye causes trouble, but a prating fool will fall. So, this is verse 10. I'm going to pull up my concordance, because we need to look at I want to look at the original words here. Dude, all these ads. I thought I bought this app already. Proverbs 10, verse... What? Proverbs 10:10. So, he that winketh, the word for winketh here is the Hebrew word karat, which is a primitive root to pinch, that to bite, blink the eyes, and then to bite the lips as a gesture of malice, to squeeze off. So, he that is a flirt, or is constantly making these subtle gestures, the biting of the lips, the winking of the eyes, causes trouble, but a prating fool will fall. Verse 11, the mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. Here we are again.
So there's that filter, right?
The mouth of the righteous is a well of life. That's why you need to watch what you say. And you need to watch who you are. So if you are righteous, your mouth is a well of life. Everyone is seeking the fountain of youth, the fountain of life. That's you. You are the fountain of life. You are made in God's image. And God has the power to create from nothing. Now we are made in his image, and we have the power to create within the laws of this universe. There's a reason why the Bible talks so much about the tongue and watch what you say, because you can be a fountain of life to those around you and to yourself. So if you are righteous, which is a process, be careful what you say to yourself, what you say to others, and what you think to yourself, what you think of others. And then in that process, you can become a fountain of life to speak love and peace into other people. And we look at this at the exact opposite. Arguably, you could say the wicked is a fountain of death. Verse 12, hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all sins. Look at all the racism we have today. All the pure hate we have in this world. Now look at the strife that we have as a direct causation of that. But love covers all sins. What's a cover? What's a covering? It's my iPad. Sin, cover, no more strife. Wisdom is found on the lips of him who has understanding, but a rod is for the back of him who is devoid of understanding. Which I believe devoid means lacking. Let's see here. So here in my Bible it says literally lacks heart. Wisdom is found on the lips of him who is understanding. So, in order to have wisdom on your lips, you need to have understanding. You need to be righteous. You need to be attempting to reach those things. Every time you fall short, which is all sin is falling short, you must recalibrate. Because if you sin, right, and you know you sin, you can study that, recalibrate, understand it, shoot your shot again. Or just be a dummy and get some sense knocked into you. But a rod is for the back of him who is devoid of understanding, lacking understanding. I personally, I don't really want to have my back beat up by a rod, bro, you know? Pause. Verse 14, wise people store up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. Store up knowledge. So, wise people, righteous people, store knowledge. But the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. This supports what I was saying earlier. And this also implies that foolish people do not store up knowledge. You know how Hamza has what? Adonis, and I forgot his archetype for the other guy. Solomon did it first. Be wise or be a fool. And then you can see the byproducts of each. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. Right here. A rich man's wealth is what protects him. The destruction of the poor is the fact they don't have abundance. They don't have anything. There is no virtue in being poor. And if you believe that, you've been lied to. Now, yeah. The labor of the righteous leads to life. The wages of the wicked is sin. The work of those who are righteous leads to life, leads to this protection, this wall. But the pay from being wicked is sin, more sin. You get paid with sin. You get paid with constantly missing the mark. You get paid with lack of accuracy and precision. I don't know about you, I don't want that. Verse 17. He who keeps instruction is in the way of life, but he who refuses correction goes astray. So, correction can, a lot of people think of it from a parental perspective. But you miss the mark. You sin. Do you correct yourself? Or do you constantly go astray because you refuse to correct? Look at our correctional facilities. This nation has one of the highest amount of repeat offenders. People who didn't hear correction. No. This is just an example, right? I think there are issues with the prison system here in the United States, but that's not the point. Whoever hides hatred has lying lips. Whoever spreads slander is a fool. Literally, if you hide your hatred, you have lying lips. You're already lying. But not just that, if you spread slander, gossip is a fool. Verse 19. In the multitude of words, sin is not lacking, but he who restrains his lips is wise. In this constant spewing of words, sin is there. But he who is wise this makes me want to shut up for the rest of the video. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver. The heart of the wicked is worth little. The tongue, your ability to create as a righteous person, is choice silver, the finest silver in all the land. But the heart of the opposite of righteous person is worth little. The heart of the righteous, they have a heart of gold. That's not said here, but I think that can be implied here. Verse 21, the lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of wisdom. Again, Solomon just finds different ways to say the same thing. But differently in it. So the lips of the righteous feed many. Well, what did we establish earlier? That the lips of the righteous is a fountain of life. You're literally feeding other people's souls when you have a righteous mouth. but fools die for lack of wisdom, for lack of understanding, for lack of knowledge, for lack of righteousness. Verse 22, the blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow to it. So if you are blessed by the Lord and you get rich, God gives you those riches without sorrow. And if you're experiencing sorrow on your path to riches, you need to make sure, are you blessed by God? Are you aligned with him? Or are you doing something to get riches that is not what he wants for you? Verse 23. To do evil is like sport to a fool, but a man of understanding has wisdom. It's literally fun for a dummy to do bad. They love it. Freaking love it, man. But a man of understanding has wisdom. Seek understanding. Verse 24. The fear of the wicked will come upon him, and desire of the righteous will be granted. So here we are again. The blessing of the Lord makes one rich, because he's righteous. Verse 24. The desire of the righteous will be granted. Be righteous. God will grant your desire. But you have to pay the price. And to be honest with you, it sucks to realize you've been a fool. It's really hard to address yourself and see yourself fully in the mirror without pride, without ego, and look at yourself and go, dang, I've been a freaking dummy. But if you can overcome that and chase more, which, you know, this whole Bible, this whole chapter has been about self-improvement this whole time. In comparison, the wicked person, his fear will come upon him. Literally, a wicked person's worst nightmare will happen if he's not righteous, if he doesn't learn. Verse 25, when the whirlwind passes by, the wicked is no more, but the righteous has an everlasting foundation. That sounds pretty cool to me, you know. Be righteous, you get an everlasting foundation. Like, why wouldn't you want this? Now, it's a foundation. When a whirlwind passes by, the wicked is no more, completely gone. But the foundation of the righteous is still there. So the whirlwind might knock the righteous man's house down, but at least he has that everlasting foundation to build back upon. 26. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the lazy man to those who send him. You know, you get smoke in your eyes, you start crying. Vinegar to the teeth. Does vinegar hurt your teeth? Someone let me know. Comment down below if vinegar hurts your teeth. I've never tried that, and I'm not going to. So is the lazy man to those who send him. Yeah, so I've been a manager before, and you know, there's always that one lazy guy. And I would send him and go do something. Doesn't happen. made me have to work harder. Verse 27. The fear of the Lord prolongs days, but the years of the wicked will be shortened. You want to live long, fear God. Hence, this channel is called Fear No Human, because based off of Matthew 10:28, fear not he who can kill the soul. No, fear not he who can kill the body, but fear he who can kill the soul. Fear the Lord. Fear no human, fear God. If you want to live long, or if you want more days on your life. But the years of the wicked will be shortened. You choose evil, your years will be shortened. Now, I don't think that necessarily has to be meant literally. Think about a wicked person's year. It flies by for them. They have no fun, or it feels fleeting. Versus maybe a righteous person's year goes by much slower, much more peaceful. Therefore, it gives how do I say this? It gives a righteous person extended days, and how he perceives time is probably different than how an evil person perceives time. But I'm not taking this to time travel or anything. Don't worry about that. Verse 28. The hope of the righteous will be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The hope of a righteous person is gladness or happiness. Be the expectation of a wicked person will go away. It'll perish. It'll dissolve. Verse 29. The way of the Lord is strength for the upright, but the destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. So this time he's using a different word here. Sin is falling short. Sin is not necessarily iniquity. Iniquity, verse 29, look, we're going to look at the concordance. Iniquity, from an unusual root, perhaps meaning properly to pant, usually in vain, to come to naught, strictly nothingness. Also, vanity, wickedness, specifically an idol. Destruction will come to the people whose wages is death, because they are workers of wickedness. They work for wickedness. There's a difference between sinning and working for wickedness. There's a difference between shooting, messing up, missed the target. Sorry, Lord. Let me retry that again. Let me get the bullseye this time. Instead of literally being a person who works for evil. Some people don't even know they work for evil, but they do. Verse 30, the righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not inhabit the earth. This almost sounds like a prophecy. The wise person will never be removed in the sight of the Lord, but the wicked will not inhabit the earth. So, let's see what earth means. Literally with end times prophecy, the wicked people won't be here, but the righteous will. Verse 31. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut out. So, consequence of all these fools who speak evil, tongue's going to be cut out. Which the perverse tongue, so again, the mouth and the tongue is your ability to spread life and to create in this world, because God spoke the world into existence. And what you say and what you think and what your heart posture is your capacity to speak. If you have no tongue, you cannot spread life, or you cannot create into this world. So a foolish person's capacity to create will be cut out because of their perversion. Which, verse 31, let me look at this. From the tongue, used literally as an instrument and figuratively a forked flame. Now verse 32. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked, what is perverse? What? So here in this old King James, the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh frowardness. Hey, perversity or fraud. Wicked people are literally frauds. They're fake. They're LARPing, bro. But the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable. If you are righteous, you know what you should and shouldn't be saying. I'm not talking strictly about cuss words here. I'm talking about calling someone an idiot straight to their face. Or calling someone stupid and meaning it. Because that is arguably worse than stubbing your toe and saying the F word. God judges your heart posture. God judges the life that you speak and what you create. So, be careful. Be wise. Be righteous. Seek understanding. Chase God.
Don't let your mouth be covered by violence.
Don't let your creation capacity be cut out because you're a fool. Don't let your creation capacity be filtered by violence. Be a fountain of life to those around you. And remember to fear God. And if you do these things and you bring these requests to God, He will grant them. Because of your righteousness. Because God sees that. He sees someone trying to be a man of God, and He loves it. You got this, bro. Seriously. You got this. God loves you. You are seen. Stop being a fool. And it's an everyday battle. There are some days I'm the fool, and then there are some days I'm the righteous. There are some days where I'm both at the same time. But I always try to do better. I always recalibrate, re-aim, learn from my sin, the times I fall short, and I make sure to not be a worker of iniquity, because I don't want my wage to be death. I want my wage to be life. That way I can spread life unto everybody else. I love you. God loves you. Therefore, you should love you enough to change to help others. Sorry about that. My phone died right there at the last second. But I was just encouraging you to fear the Lord, fear no human. Take some time to be selfish a little bit, to get understanding, to get knowledge, to be righteous. That way you can be a fountain of blessing to others. There is no virtue in foolish selflessness, but there is virtue taking some time to be a little bit selfish, to work on you, so that you have enough capacity to be selfless for others and to spread light. You got this, bro. I believe in you. God believes in you. You can do it.